Hey everyone, I was out of the country for a little bit, but Marathon Melio is back, and this is my latest episode of Metal Mondays. And so, reaching into my box right over here, I am pulling out the America's Finest City Half Marathon, also known as the AFC, and this one here is in San Diego. This one here doesn't have a year. Let me see. Oh, here it is. 2015, August 16th. So I have actually talked about this race already because I have ran this one about 6 times or something. So this is definitely a different medal, but I have run this race many times and I talked about it in one of my other episodes. But what I will say actually is looking at this medal, you see on the bottom there, it's the 38th annual half marathon. And that reminds me that for my 38th birthday, I decided I was gonna run a half marathon. And that's how I know I'm old, because that's what you do. But what made this race super cool was that it was the 38th annual falling the day after my 38th birthday, and it actually happened to be my 38th marathon also. So it was 38, 38, 38. And once I realized that this was happening, I started asking around to my friends to see if anybody wanted to run a half marathon for me for my birthday because it was 38, 38, 38. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly, people said yes. You know, I feel like, it's the power of suggestion. A lot of times people think that, I want to run a half marathon or whatever, but then they just push it right back out of their head. But I asked these people and I gave them a training schedule and people said yes. And it's awesome. So I got together for first timers, my friend Carlo Rodriguez, my friend Jen Bruton, my cousin Carlos. All three of them were first timers, but they were gung ho. They wanted, all they needed was just a little motivation and a little push, and they started training, and we did it together. But I also did it with some other friends too. My friend Chef Ryan Johnston, my friend Lauren, my other cousin Lilia. So there was a big group of us that did it, and it was awesome. So, sometimes you never know. You just need to ask people and convince people, not really convince them, but just suggest and help them. People want to do it. People want to get in shape. People want to get healthy. People want to get fit. And people want to do something that they think is not possible, like running 13 miles. So, encourage your friends to do it. You never know what they're going to say. That's what I did. There was about 6 or 7 of us that ended up running it together. We all waited for each other at the finish line. And after that, we went and had a big party. It was my 38th. So we went to go have a mimosa champagne brunch, and then we just kind of went bar hopping, and it was super fun. I wore a shirt that day that said birthday boy, and I was running with like a big red floaty balloon. So it was cool, and actually I remember now somebody that I passed was like, it's my birthday too, and so we gave each other a high five or whatever, but then I just kept going. And also my friend Carlo, who I convinced to run this, is 15 years younger than me, and so this was going to be his first one. And so, I've ran, that was my 38th, so I was like, dude, let's race. Because he was all young and fit and in shape, and I'm all old, but I have experience, so I wanted to race. And so we did. We raced. We started out kind of together, but he pulled up ahead of me around mile 6 or 7. And I could see him the whole time in front of me, and I was just waiting for him to gas out because I was positive that was going to happen. And as soon as that happened, I was going to pass him right up. But it actually never did happen, and he beat me by about a minute and a half. So I want to rematch Carlo. But anyway, it was fun. It was, he gave me a good push for my money, and I definitely, was trying really hard. But I remember also that day was super, super hot that morning, and we actually got an advisory the day before saying it was going to be super hot, so be careful because it is in the middle of August. But regardless, I lost fair and squares. But either way, it was a good time, and I definitely think that you all runners out there should start asking around to your friends. I'm telling you, some of them, they want to do it. They just need that little push and that little motivation, and they're just waiting for someone to give it to them. So that someone could be you. I'm proud to say that I've actually given or convinced a lot of my friends to run half marathons with me throughout the years. And, if it wasn't for me, maybe they wouldn't have done it, or maybe they would have. I don't know, but I definitely take credit in a lot of those people running. So anyways, I guess that's really about it. The course, really quickly, I talked about this last time, but it starts in Cabrillo National Park. You run all the way down past the airport into downtown, and then you finish up the hill in Balboa Park, and that's the building that's on this medal right over here. It is kind of a cool medal, really nice. Nothing on the back, but then you see the lanyard here. It has 2015, all that good stuff. All right, my friends. Well, thank you once again for tuning in and for all of your support. I do have some exciting news coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you next week. Have a great week.